Hi, I'm Kiera, and I'm your guest host for this episode of Transit 22, live from Hippopotamus. We've got an awesome show lined up for you today. We're going to talk to some women in business. We'll visit the nation's largest climbing gym, and we'll go on the street to see what Monica and Katie are up to. Keep it locked right here to Root TV.
Chosen Awards. You know about that? No. Oh, this is an incredible thing where people in the community are actually being awarded and being recognized for their gifts, their talents, and for the work that they've been doing. You know, Chosen Awards, just find out a lot more about it at roottv.com.
So today's route takes us to Stone Summit Climbing and Fitness Center here in Atlanta, which is the largest one in the nation.
Yes, but if you're not into climbing, just stop by and check out the fitness centers.
I mean, that's right. If you have any kids, you know, they can hang out at the kids' corner.
Well, this place is so huge, let's ask Haley to show us around a bit.
Hi, my name's Haley. I'm with Stone Summit Climbing and Fitness Center, and we are the largest climbing gym in the nation, the second largest in the world. We have climbing facilities for all ages, all levels, from beginners, from the time you can walk, about 2 years old, all the way up to really advanced climbers. On the main level, our walls range from 35 to 60 feet. This area over here is where you can practice belaying, so that you don't have to get right on the wall at first. You can practice without putting anyone at risk. So up here, our walls are 25 feet. This is the more kids area, I guess, or for beginner climbers. Lots of climbers like to come and do their cardio before they climb, lift some weights, work on some of their strength training. So bouldering, so really it's for strength training, agility training. It's really good for more advanced climbers.
Let's give a special thanks to Haley and the rest of the crew here. Make sure you add Stone Summit Climbing and Fitness Center to your next route.
Up next, we've got Monica and Katie with On the Street. You know, we never know what to expect from those two. They might do anything. Well, in this political season, instead of focusing on the two candidates with which we are all familiar, they went to the streets to find out who you would like to see in the White House. Here's what they found out.
I'm Monica.
And I'm Katie, and we're here on the streets. So, Nicholas, if you could have anybody in office, who would it be and why?
Hey, so this is the lovely
KJ.
And KJ, if you could put anybody in office, who would you choose?
Let's see.
I would have to say it would be a guy named Mr. Waddy.
Wonder Woman. Girl, why? I love her too, girl. She's fabulous.
He makes very intelligent decisions, and he's a very intelligent man.
Beautiful. Her outfit's great. She's strong.
Tough decision.
It is. Because I could choose a poor person. I could choose myself. I could choose a rich person.
I want to choose Obama.
Really? You're so creative. What's wrong with yourself? I think that's a great decision.
It could be me. It could be you.
I think it's me, for sure. Vote for Katie, 2012.
I love basketball. So if I can be anyone, I want to be Michael Jordan. Yeah.
I have no idea who that is at all. No clue. So good luck with getting the people to vote for that guy.
Yeah.
So you want to put Michael Jordan in office?
Oh, yeah.
To make basketball decisions.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great decision.
I'm excited about today's conversation. We are going to discuss women and business with a room full of women in business. We've got Sandra and Vanessa here on the couch, and all the way from Toronto, we've got the lovely Meg. So ladies, I want to begin with a foundational question. First of all, thank you all for being here. Want to begin with a question that kind of is a foundation of this whole discussion. Why is there a need for a specific discussion for women when it comes to business?
So there is a lack of support networks that could help women kind of navigate through the business situations better. And I think that what I found in New York was that women's biggest enemy in business these days are other women. And I wanted to counteract that, you know, and so I did something entrepreneurial and created some sort of affinity group with Emory called Alumni Women of Emory. Now, through the work I've been doing with Girl Take, which is a social enterprise support network for women globally and a crowdfunding platform, they hired me to do some coaching for women from all over the world. The problem that they found is that in the competitions there are for accelerators or leadership groups, more women are applying to those competitions, so that shows that women are making changes in the world through business, but they're not getting to the final rounds. There's something missing between coming up with the ideas and launching them and actually getting competitive in the international ranking or something to do with business. So I think that this discussion is really important because a network needs to be, awareness needs to be created, a network needs to be created, and support needs to be stronger for women at all venues of their business in order to enact change.
Great point. Great thoughts that this is an international conversation. It's not different for women here versus women there. I like that. Thank you. Last one, Meg, what about you? What are your thoughts on the need for the conversation specifically for women?
I think in business there's a conversation necessary with women. I think it depends on the industry that you're in. I know for the industry that I work in, we are just a lot of women, and sometimes there is this innate competitiveness, which I think one of you did touch on. And I think it's almost discrediting us at sometimes. And so I think when we're having these conversations, it gives us an opportunity to really understand one another and see that we can work collaboratively to really achieve higher levels of success.
Excellent points, ladies. International conversation, need for resource identification, and collaborative operation. Those are incredibly important to women. I have another question, and Vanessa, being that you stand in a coaching capacity so often, I think I want to direct this one specifically to you. What are those kind of universal mistakes that you've seen women make?
Yes, one mistake is tooting our own horns. I think that sometimes as women we are such givers and we don't want to brag about our accomplishments, but sometimes those accomplishments will help us build our businesses and get those clients we need. So I think sometimes one of the issues we have as women is saying those things and not feeling like we're bragging or putting someone down, that I've accomplished these things, I've gotten awards, I've done these things in my community. The other thing is asking for help. Because we are super women sometimes, we don't want to ask women or other people for help in our own business. I think a common mistake is if you don't ask for help, we really don't know which way to go or what we're doing incorrectly. So that is definitely another one. And the last one is feeling like we are super women all the time and wanting to be perfect. I think in any industry we want to be in, we want to have the best face, have the best business, the best marketing campaigns, but we are going to make mistakes, and being able to own up to those, and when we have the mistakes is to move forward past those.
I'd love to know, and I think that our audience would love to know, what some of the biggest lessons that you've learned in your entrepreneurial journey, what those have been. And I'll start with Sandra.
Okay, I would say the hardest part about taking the leap into entrepreneurship is realizing that you can't do it in a silo. You know, the superwoman effect, like we think that we can do this, etc. And like, as much as I'll go out and try and toot my own horn and, you know, try and build myself up and all of that, it's like I recognize that I needed a partner or I needed help or something like that. And I've seen a lot in different places is working in a silo, it's not going to get you as far as you need to go.
Excellent point. Lastly, not least, let's throw it to Toronto. Meg, what have your lessons been in terms of your entrepreneurial journey?
I think the biggest lesson really has been to not be, afraid to speak up and afraid to be perceived as aggressive. And, we make a joke sometimes and say that you have to be in it to win it. And I think the point was touched on earlier that sometimes we take ourselves out of the race just, out of maybe being socialized a certain way or just, thinking that, well, I'll let them handle it. But when you're in a business, sometimes you do have to really have that aggressive side to you a little bit, especially, depending on the industry that you're in. So I would definitely say that's been the biggest lesson that I've definitely learned.
Well, this has been a powerful conversation. High points, low points, challenges, best practices. As we close it out, I really just want to give everyone the opportunity to give one last thought.
Well, what I would say is, in order to curb some of that women valuing themselves, go on a journey and start to mentor others. Tomorrow, look around, and if you don't know where to get started for that, ask yourself, what would you do for free? And what you would do for free is maybe where you should spend your time. And then maybe start thinking about maybe you could make that into a business, and then all of a sudden you become fulfilling yourself financially and spiritually at the same time. And it's just, you know, but you can really give back to others. I implore everyone to take a look at themselves and the people around them and make a change in someone they see.
To Sandra's point, I just think that every idea is profitable. We have so many ideas swimming around in our heads, and if we don't act on those, someone else will start that business that you've always dreamed of. So take the action. Stop sitting down and just thinking of the idea, but actually put it down on paper. I do believe that write the vision, make it plain. Make the vision known that you want to start the business. Tell your friends and family to get the extra support to help push you towards that goal.
I love every idea is profitable.
Yes, it is.
I love that. Last and never least, from Toronto, Meg, last words of advice.
I think the best lessons I would say is adding to the panel's responses already, on top of, you know, following your passion and, you know, making sure you write it down and you're working towards something. I would say really be prepared and have a plan. You know, it's great, say you want to open a bakery, for example, you know, make sure you do your market research and you know the best place, for example, for foot traffic and those kind of things, I think, are probably the most important to making sure that your business is profitable and successful.
Ladies, again, thank you for joining us, for stirring up this great conversation. And Meg, of course, we thank you all the way from Toronto. I hope that this conversation has been the start of something new or something fresh for some of you. Please continue this conversation. Engage with these women on Twitter. Engage with Root TV on Twitter @Root TV. Please use the hashtag Transit22. We'll see you right back here next week.